Hi there, Leo. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for May. We all have a personal identity, and how we see ourselves is not necessarily the same as how other people see us. And it's how people see you that's really at the fulcrum of what May's about as it begins. It's how you fit into the world at large. It's also about your attainment of success or status, or your drive to improve your position in terms of employment. It's about taking on responsibility. It's about the energies of parenthood or property owning. It's about the more traditional virtues of life, what's more in play and has been in play, the customs and practices for some time. It's a Saturnian kind of energy, a Capricornian type of energy, even though the clustering of energy is initially in the sign of Taurus. And that energy features the Sun, it features Mercury, and it features Venus. So they're right high up in your solar midheaven. And it's possible that your profile is going to shoot up and you're going to find yourself much more in the lights this month. Now, if you're a Leo who does like to be appreciated and respected, which I think is most of us really, to be honest, but if you're looking for extra appreciation and respect, this can be your month to really make a mark in quite a sensational way. Other people are going to become much more conscious of the talents that you've got, but it's not necessarily going to be all plain sailing. You may know that there is a retrograde this month affecting the planet of Mercury. Now, Mercury twists backwards 3 times a year for 21 days. And this is the second of those regresses. And it began just at the end of April, but it's going to be ongoing until the 21st of this month. And during that time, although these opportunities to demonstrate your qualities and skill set and authority and talent and assertiveness are all going to be to the fore, there may be a few moments when things actually go quite awry. Because with Mercury, we can't control all of it ourselves. So if you're applying for a job, yes, you can put together an absolutely fantastic CV and covering letter, but you can't control the fact if the recruitment agency or the company involved have filled the position already but forgot to change their website to let everyone know. That would be a classic Mercury retrograde type of issue. But what you can do is make sure the things you can control are very precise. And if you can bring a meticulousness to those things, this can be a month for you to flourish. If you are rethinking your career or place in life, this can be a particularly critical month. You may go through some kind of retraining. You may talk to influential people who are very wise and experienced. You may have to impress those in the know. And that's going to take tenacity and patience and not just an instant demand for recognition. So it's going to require a certain different set of skills. But what's going to be helping you is tiny Pluto. Pluto has been causing some mischief for us all for the last few years in its aggravating angle with Uranus. Now that's at a close now, completely. And that conflict you had between your need for freedom and your need to do the right thing by others, that's come to a close. So you're going to be much more resolved in that area. And Pluto is forging a fantastic link this month, first of all, to the Sun. And the Sun forges a new moon on the 6th, which angles up brilliantly to Pluto. And if you are wanting to break through as far as transforming your life, in terms of stepping up, taking on more responsibility, or buying your own property, moving into a bigger rental of a flat, this can be the time to do it. There can be a significant change. There may be some family help from people who have got more resources than you, or perhaps you're going to be mentoring or helping someone else. But then Mercury starts to forge a great link with Pluto. Now when these two get together, it helps us to get beneath the surface, to be very probing and penetrative. If there are any office politics you're dealing with, these are going to help you to deal with them really well. Because where other people may just be going through the motions, you can make connections, valuable connections, between the detail of what people do and the claims that they make. But you need to make sure your claims are right and your details are too, if you get my drift. But then it's Venus's turn to forge an amazing link with Pluto. And Venus connects to Pluto from the 11th to the 16th. Use this opportunity to use one of your greatest gifts, Leo, and that is your neat charm and charisma. Because when you're on form, you really can wow people with an aura, a presence, which is almost indescribable. You just have that star quality. And you can bring it out across those set of days and really impress someone, whether it's at an interview, someone you get chatting to, perhaps even from a romantic viewpoint. Perhaps if you're meeting the parents of someone you've started seeing, I think you can come across sensationally well as long as you don't try too hard. But Jupiter also starts to go forwards from the 9th. So your financial situation can also start to improve. But the amazing thing is that Jupiter and Mercury are cooperating brilliantly this month. And in the second half of the month, Jupiter fits together with Mercury and Pluto too, and we get a grand trine. And this grand trine for you can really be important to progress in terms of your life role, your status, your earning power, and just how you feel about yourself. You can give yourself much more self-acknowledgement. I don't mean in a boastful way, I mean in a grounded way that you truly deserve. If you really worked hard, some kind of breakthrough can happen this month, despite all these retrogrades that are occurring. Because it's not just Mercury, it's also Mars, it's also Saturn, Jupiter initially, and tiny Pluto too. But then there's a switch of emphasis. From the 21st, Mercury goes forwards. Some of the niggling misunderstandings can start to be resolved. But the Sun moves into Gemini, but there's instantly a full moon. For you, this is about perhaps deciding where you spend your time and who with. It's about time management, but also being diplomatic about the different people who may want to seek out your company. With Venus moving into your sector of sociability on the 24th, there's going to be a lot of invitations heading your way in the last phase of this month. And it's possible that you're going to be at the heart of any community or group activities or circle of friends when it comes to getting exciting plans together. Enjoy every minute of those. But Mars is going to be in opposition to Venus from the 21st to the 24th. That could lead to a row in an existing relationship, but perhaps it's because you and your partner don't quite have the same needs, or perhaps you become too codependent. You need some time apart to engender your own interests, to then reignite the flame of passion between you. Think about that. But if you're single, it could also give you just a bit more drive when it comes to connecting with people, a little bit more determination to go through any barriers. So if someone initially seems disinterested, have a bit more confidence to let them know how keen you are. However, Mars does continue to twist backwards, and by the 28th, reverts back into the sign of Scorpio, where it will be for the next 2 months. This just reminds you of the importance of the emotionality of situations, the foundations, the security, be it physical or emotional. But I do think, genuinely, that this month can be quite sensational for you in terms of people becoming much more aware of just what a special human being you are and what you have to offer. And if you're not getting it in an existing role, it can also encourage you to refocus and come up with a new plan which sees you heading in a radically new direction, which will prove to be truly life-enforcing. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.